USC is crushing it right now on the recruiting trail. A lot of that you give credit to the personnel department, give a lot of credit to Chad Bowden and how they put that whole thing together. And I think a lot of people are watching the rankings for USC. And if you're a USC fan, I don't blame you. I think you should do that. You're seeing USC, in the top 3, seeing them be close to number 1. Are they number 1? Are they not? Recruiting in spring and summer is a little bit interesting. It's awesome because you get early commitments, but then you're also saying, well, JD, are these commitments going to stick? Like, how excited should I be about our class ranking? And then you get caught up in this idea, we're all competitive people. Can we be number 1? What is it going to take to be number 1? Y'all, I'm here to tell you, USC isn't worried about being number 1. Have it on very, very good authority. That is not the goal here for USC. And I want to be very careful how I say this. Rankings are important. Rankings are helpful for us as college football fans, but rankings ultimately aren't what wins you college football games. I think at a macro level, it's great to keep track of it, but look at these last couple national championship games. Ohio State, 0 number 1 ranked classes on their roster. Notre Dame, same deal. Michigan, same deal. Washington, same deal. It's not everything. It gets you in the ballpark, but what ultimately I think makes the difference for USC and for anyone in general is having that, it's cliche, so I want to be careful again how I say this. A lot of it, I think, is culture. It's everything that goes along with talent. Like Ohio State, to make it a good comp with them in Michigan the last couple of years, Ohio State's had higher-ranked recruiting classes. Ohio State's been the more talented team. They've been on the field here. I mean, at least last year, you could make a case they've had the talent edge each of the times they've lost them in the last couple of years. So why aren't they getting it done? Everything that has to do with talent, culture, intangibles, buy-in, all those things. And so what Chad Bowden is doing here and where they're at right now on the recruiting trail, they're great being in the top 3 and touching that number 1 ranked spot throughout the course of the year. But for them, they're taking early commitments and going after early commitments to try to already get ahead on building the culture for what those kids are going to be when they get to USC. Hear me clearly. The approach for Chad Bowden and this team is to take these commitments and then already start to, in a sense, treat them like they're a part of the team. And so when you have that standard and that culture and that understanding of all those things, what that does is it gets you up to speed quicker. Like, go look at the Notre Dame teams that had been put together by Chad Bowden over the last couple of seasons. How many young bucks made an impact for Notre Dame? I don't think it's a coincidence they were ready to play. Yeah, part of it is talent. Part of it is physical maturity. A massive part of it is understanding what Notre Dame was about. And if you're a USC fan, you hate hearing Notre Dame in this segment, but I think the same thing is true for USC in future classes. They're going to get freshmen on campus that already understand and are dialed into what they're about. And so while it's kind of a subplot of things to what the talent is, all I want to make sure we say is don't be so caught up in the class ranking that you neglect the actual plot that's happening behind closed doors from the people putting that class together. Like the class that Chad Bowden puts together might be a number 1 ranked class for him. They might get the guys they want to get from the neck up and the talent level. I may not be number 1 every single service, but we're not ranking that, I don't believe, here at Home 3. I don't think it's about ranking, what you have from an intangibles perspective and all that and the other. Sure, it's part of it, but it's not quite as dialed into all of that as much as, USC's recruiting for need, position, all those things. So the point I'm trying to make here is don't be so narrow in your focus if you're a USC fan saying number 1 ranked class or bust, number 1 ranked class or it's a failure of a season. That's not the approach here. It's not the approach for Chad Bowden, not the approach for USC. And again, I don't think that's actually going to be what you correlate to success if you're the USC Trojans here with how you grade yourself in the recruiting landscape here going forward in this new era under Lincoln Riley. So if you finish number 1, awesome. No way to slice that as a bad thing, but it's not the game we're playing here under Chad Bowden out there at USC.